To think to be defeated by the power of love will actually be literal sense. Huh. The feud isn't over until one of them gives in and be the one to determine the outcome for the festival. It's up to La Brava to change the course of the battle with her hidden quirk finally coming into play. How much of a help can she provide? This chapter may not determine the end result, but it has made the battle enjoyable, leading to a promising ending for this wild goose chase. I'm going to be honest with you. I sort of lost interest of the festival. I feel that the problem with Gento trying to invade should have been reserved for another time, even though this would be the only time to utilize his character this way. Perhaps it's because I find the festival to be an excuse to have majority of the cast to be sidelined while Deku works behind the scene. Or probably it feels like it's been a while for a different character outside of Shoto, Bakugo, or even Krishna in the major spotlight, let alone spotlight. I mean, yeah, we got the whole everyone want to do their best, but maybe after 70 chapters, it feels like a contribution to the serious thread has been lost for too long. I could argue that perhaps the battle with Gento and Deku overshadowed the concern with the festival, as it is a subject to defend or invade, more so than something we can be invested in for fun and games. You may criticize me for a lack of interest with slice of life segments. However, I do like those moments, let alone the genre itself. I will go far as saying that this is the year where that genre will overshadow everything. But that's another topic. I remember thinking it would be fun to see the fun and games portion of the series, but we are back to battle with Deku and Gento. I found the beginning to be a way to kill the chapter's time, though it is fine to see the update with the students. Nejiri wasn't kidding about the champion Zaki with her eyelashes. Kendo looks fine with her dress, so it does look like the day is kicking off really soon. I would love Kohi to test his writing skill by making Monoma into a likable character because he was annoying here. Granted, that is his character, but if Kohi has a plan for him to be nice, well, I would like to see that. I do care for Eri, though it is more due to unfinished plot than anything else. Although it is more of a wild goose chase in a way, the battle is enjoyable and refreshing. It's better than the battle with Overhaul, even though the battle isn't done yet. It is mainly because, although the last part of the chapter is more or less high ground, low ground, power up take, it is trying to stay with the balanced battle approach, a la let the brain and or test of might determine the outcome. That's how I remember the series, and that's good. It's amazing on how empty the town really is, since Deku did say that he's hoping for someone to witness them in the battle. This dispute anything about him taking care of things alone due to prevent closure. I guess we can place blame on the security rather than him. Anyway, he springboarded with the crane, the same one Gento used in the last chapter, since the effect still have some left. One of the coolest moments is the sequence of the attack. Believe it or not, it's been a while to see a clever tactical play from Deku that doesn't revolve with power up, so this is refreshing. Gento tries to use his quirk to cover his surrounding, yet Deku bounces on them and gives him a speed boost. The best part is by the end of the sequence where Gento uses his quick thinking to cover himself with air barriers, but Deku uses his attack of the arc and aim precisely at his first barrier to ricochet right at Gento. We need more of smart thinking to get back on the action at its prime. You're probably wondering, whatever happened to the hype of La Brava's quirk? Once Gento and La Brava are apprehended by Deku, all hopes seem lost for those two as Deku has won. Or so he thought. La Brava gets a flashback, which begins to tell me further that this battle is the one and only that matter, which is a bit of a bummer knowing how fast it is being dealt with. Regardless, her backstory is simple. but nice and effective. It's a case of being bullied in her first year of middle school, where she wrote a love letter to some dirtbag, and he proceeds to discuss with his friends about how awful she was. She took a while to muster her courage to confess, and what she got was nothing but insults. That's when she met Gentle on the web. It was his words about changing the world together inspired her to see a new light. It's a classic case of a woman falling in love to the savior by words. The nicest part of the backstory is the fact that the eyes highlight was originally from La Brava, as she grew accustomed to living with Gentle in their hunt for glory. He picked up that she has been highlighting her eyes like her own code. Not only he gave her the name La Brava, but he also used her highlights to say, "We make an excellent combo." Dare I say, that was Gentle of Gentle. After over 10 pages, we finally got to see La Brava's quirk in action, and it's called love. It's not hacking, so I guess that's just her skills in general, which is fine. It's not manipulation, which is also fine. Instead, it's a temporary power boost to the one she loves the most, and that person's power level will grow to the amount depending on how much she loves him. That got to be a lot. Honestly, there is something I would talk about, but it's more of ranting, and that's not my code in this review, so I will not share it here. It's not her fault, but I am really growing concerned. I should be annoyed on the concept of getting power up to make it tough, but I'm going to let it slide for now. After all, despite that Gentle got powered up and thought he has knocked Deku out, he still got fuel left in the tank to strike back. That flick is really the Rasengan of the arc, isn't it? It does look promising for the next chapter to be not only the determined factor, but a potential, really good closure to the enjoyable battle. It could very well be more of an equal footing stage with their last ounce of strength to win it all. If it's anything like this chapter but expanded, it's going to end really well. I thought this was the best chapter of the battle so far. Even though it was just one shot literally, it provided a really good sequence of a clever play. The visual is pretty good with the action sequences. Hell, Gentle looks like a threat after receiving the power-up. While I am a bit so-so with the festival, perhaps the time, if it does happen, it could entertain me. La Brava's backstory was simple, but nice and match her persona well. This does signify to be the end with the last power-up, so it is all on the table with their determination. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. Who do you think is gonna end up winning? Will it be Deku? Will it be Gentle? It's all bets on the table from this point forward. The weird part is, if Gentle loses, don't you think it's strange how a power of love in a literal sense will be defeated by the power of love without a literal sense? I don't know. That sounds very confusing. If only Deku was actually portrayed as the villain, it would have been an interesting contrast. Let's see what happens at the end. What do you think of the chapter? Share your thoughts in a comment. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.